But to say that I took the babies so that I could steal the milk, or that implication of that is not true. That's a lie, and frankly, that is an insult, which I think is why most people say it, because a lot of the people that tend to say these things, really stupid things to us, I hate to tell you, but there is a common thread here. They tend to be vegan, and they tend to be a little radical. And I would bet anything around me right now that most of them don't have any farm experience, homesteading experience at all. That doesn't mean all of you. Don't get mad. But when people say stuff like this, we're going to push back, because that's not true. That's putting self-reliance, homesteading, and farming in a bad light that it doesn't need to be in. Now, are there homesteaders or people out there that do these things? Probably. Just because somebody is a homesteader doesn't mean they're a good person. And just because somebody is a vegan doesn't mean they're more intellectual than somebody else, and certainly doesn't mean they don't slap their kid around. Say hi to everybody. Okay. Yeah, it's Bigfoot. You love him. Yeah, everybody sees you. You're about to be the big boy on campus once we get past this weather, aren't you? Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Boy, we're getting a lot of rain. We didn't get any snow. This is the worst weather. Well, maybe. Honey, what are you doing, honey? What you doing, honey? Where you going? Oh, okay. So, if it's a little loud, we're in the barn. It's raining a lot. And everybody's making a lot of racket, aren't you, girlfriend? And so, we want to welcome you back to the channel. Welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. I haven't made a video in 2 days. We've been tending to a lot of family stuff. Let me update you real quick on a couple of things. First of all, I have a video coming up either today or tomorrow. I just filmed a homemade muffin recipe that's going to rock your world. Very basic, very simple, and I will have that up either tonight or tomorrow. So be looking for that. Easy, so good. I made 12 this morning. We have 2 left, just like that. They go like that. So that's coming up. Miss Lou had a second surgery on Friday. So today is Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday. And so I was in North Carolina most of the day on Friday. She did pretty good. She's back home resting. She's pretty good now. I will tell you, she had a rough go this time, a lot of pain. Go figure. But she's home now, doing great. We thank you for your prayers. Look who is still broody. Miss Geraldine. Hasn't moved a muscle, y'all, other than when she gets up to eat a little bit, have a broody poop. Girlfriend is on the eggs. I did attempt to candle them, but it was too bright. I do think we have some babies going on in there, but we're going to check it again hopefully this week. Ooh. Are you okay? Oh my good. Don't bother Mama. Gingy. Was she mean to you, Gingy? She didn't mean to be. It's just her way, honey. Are you okay? Let's see. Are we okay? She's purring. You okay, girlfriend? Oh my goodness. So here's the deal, guys. So I had a question come through yesterday, and I always I don't get these statements or questions very often, but they do come through. I've seen other homesteading pages and whatnot, because they tend to show a lot of material in terms of them basically raising their own meat. and what they do. They're very, very open and honest about it. I mean, that's what homesteaders do, guys. And you get a question or two or a couple of people that have no life. Ginger, it is not your day today, honey. What is going on? Somebody was asking me questions about why in the past. What I did is I put up on Facebook a video about how to make your own milk for goat babies. Lambs can use them too. I don't go and buy replacers. I did for a while, and then I figured out that I can make my own milk replacer, and so therefore I do. So I've made videos on that. If you have followed me for a long time, 2 years ago, within about a 3-day period, we had 20 goat babies born in a huge cold snap at Christmas. It was 15 degrees, and some of the mothers were new mothers. Some of the mamas didn't produce any milk. One of them didn't. And I had to pretty much take over because it was so cold. One of the babies almost didn't make it. One of the babies was born so quick that it had its ears had frozen together. So we really had to work very quick, very fast, and very hard, constantly watching for about 3 full days. Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve, and all through Christmas holiday, okay? So I brought in 6 goat babies to the house. I chose them because I did not, whether one of them almost didn't make it. He's doing great now. He's Adam's doing great. And long story short, some of the mothers did really well in a stall, nursing, tending to, drying off, and taking care of the babies. We watched them. We made sure they were warm and taken care of, helped mama. I got cats jumping everywhere. And so therefore I didn't have to intervene. I watched, but I didn't have to intervene. That's not always the case. So here's the bottom line. I didn't take, typically homesteaders and farmers don't take the babies from the mama just to steal the milk. That was kind of the implication. And I want to push back on that really, really hard. I can't speak for everybody. Just like I can't speak for every farm. I'm not a dairy, okay? I'm not a big corporation. What are you doing? And what are you doing? I may be a cat farm, but they're wanting to play. Go get her. Go get her. Go get sister. But what I'm trying to tell you is this question / accusation towards small farms and homesteaders, towards people like implying that we just have all these calves and goat babies so we can just steal them away from the mama so we can steal the mama's milk. I'll have you know that pretty much during most of the whole scenario during that time, it was so traumatic and so crazy trying to keep everything going and alive. I really didn't get into milking a whole lot. I did milk some to supplement the babies, and I did milk the colostrum. So here's the deal. So here's what you need to know. If you get goats, dairy, any goat, but dairy goats in particular, because you're going to want the milk, you have to make sure those babies are nursing as immediate as possible on the mother once they're pretty dry and standing up. Sometimes it's within just minutes. It just depends. And it's getting the colostrum from the mama, okay? That's life or death for baby goats. The first 24 hours, you have to get the colostrum. So some of the babies, 1 or 2 in particular, that weren't doing that great that I had in my bathroom, there's all kinds of videos and footage on this if you want to go back in my playlist. I had to give them colostrum every 2 hours for 24 hours. So I had to milk it out into a mason jar, it's all you could do, and go down, and I would get a little syringe, and I would make sure that that baby, or all the babies for that matter, had their colostrum. We went ahead and chose, for various reasons, to go ahead and bottle feed those babies. That's why I made that video, to share with you how I make my milk. I don't buy the replacers. I don't think they're good. So that's my personal opinion. I think you're much better off with the whole milk as a basic. Once you get the colostrum in, you can mix it with evaporated milk and buttermilk. That's me. You do what pleases you and helps your farm or whatever you need to do. But to say that I took the babies so that I could steal the milk, or that implication of that is not true. That's a lie, and frankly, that is an insult, which I think is why most people say it, because a lot of the people that tend to say these things, really stupid things to us, I hate to tell you, but there is a common thread here. They tend to be vegan and they tend to be a little radical. And I would bet anything around me right now that most of them don't have any farm experience, homesteading experience at all. That doesn't mean all of you. Don't get mad. But when people say stuff like this, we're going to push back because that's not true. That's putting self-reliance, homesteading, and farming in a bad light that it doesn't need to be in. Now, are there homesteaders or people out there that do these things? Probably. Just because somebody is a homesteader doesn't mean they're a good person. And just because somebody is a vegan doesn't mean they're more intellectual than somebody else, and certainly doesn't mean they don't slap their kid around. Okay? So this is what I'm saying. We need to be very, very careful of what we assume and what we say about this lifestyle or anybody else's lifestyle. Because you choose to eat tofu, or because you have to be gluten free, and you can't eat my biscuits, or you would rather just have animals as pets versus using them as much as possible for food for your farm as well. In terms of your freezer and supplementing your household. A lot of these things is really no one's business. As long as the animals, in my opinion, are really, truly, in an honest light, being taken care of, then I don't know what else you could ask for. Because the reality is, cows die. You all just went through this whole process out here. I mean, what if my cow that we just had to bury between Thanksgiving and Christmas, what if she had been bred and had a calf and died? You know what's going to happen? You're going to be bottle feeding that baby. Okay? If you go and if you can't have a baby yourself and you're not in milk, and you go and you adopt a brand new baby from somebody, bless your heart, that's a wonderful thing. Guess what? You're probably going to have to be giving it supplemental bottles because you're not in milk yourself, right, ladies? That's the way that goes. So that's the way this farm operates. That's the way we believe, and that's the way we roll. I am going to do whatever it takes in order for my animals to be as healthy as possible, protected as possible, and sometimes you have to intervene. There is nothing wrong with that. That is very, very normal. So what I'm saying is do the very best that you can. If you feel that you are in a situation with a calf or a new goat kid or baby chicks or whatever, and you feel you need to intervene to give it the best shot to ensure that it makes it, then do so. Most of the time it works. Some of the time it doesn't. It just depends on the scenario. But I just want to explain that because that kind of hit a nerve with me yesterday, and I thought that was really, really ridiculous. And I want you guys out there to be aware of these people when they say stupid things like this, or they ask, it's all about the language, about how they're asking it and what are their intentions. If you slightly feel that they are trying to nudge you into a negative response or light, you need to go ahead and ban and delete, block, get rid of these people. Because the bottom line is they really don't know. And if they do know, all they're trying to do is instigate a fight. And I don't know about you, but I think we have enough problems these days than to worry about why Patera was bottle feeding some of her goat kids versus where is Mama. Well, I'll tell you where Mama was. Mama didn't do her job. I love Mama. Mama has matured more, and I still have all the mamas. I have every single one of these goats. But the bottom line is some are better mothers than other. Some mothers are better than others. Imagine that. Same thing in the human world. So I hope this answers your questions. And if you want to find out more about how I make the formula, I will link the video. I will either put it up here somewhere or in the description, or sometimes I pin them as the top comment in my videos because it's pretty easy to find and it's easy for me to put up there as well. So what we're doing right now is once we get past this incredible rain spell, and we push a little bit further into the end of February, I'm going to be making final decisions on who I'm going to be breeding. I'm not going to breed all of my goat girls. That'd be just way too much, because here's the scenario. One of them, two of them, maybe something could happen, and once again, I would be taking over. There is a beautiful light with bottle feeding babies. They become your babies. They still, they're in the herd together. My whole herd is together. And some of these babies are running with their mamas, but they're just like, hey, what you doing? They're hanging out and they get along great. But they don't understand that relationship per se, right? I'm their mama. That's why you see so many of them coming around us so great and are so loving. The ones that actually were nursed fully by mama have less to do with us than the ones that we took over and took care of for weeks. In the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bed, run around the house for weeks and weeks and weeks. They were our babies. And they remember that. They know that they understand that familiar sense of motherhood to, that caring moment, right? And so some of those girls, one or two of them, I actually think will probably be bred with Rip, my registered Nubian buck, because I think that if they come into a decent amount of milk, that they would be excellent milk goats because they enjoy and they love being handled. They're much easier to handle. Now, if they have babies and they're nursing, I'm going to let the babies go at it and be there all the time, but I will absolutely milk my milk goats. That's why I have them, right? Not going to take from the babies. I want the babies to thrive and get theirs first, but we will have to make a judgment call on when and how I will milk. Will I separate once they get established and are doing really well, maybe after a week or so or two, there might be a time period where I pull mama for just a couple of hours, or I don't know, milk her and then turn the babies back loose onto mama. See, when you have a dairy cow in particular, here's how I've always done it, and we'll end the video. So in the past, if you've watched, guys, I have almost like 1,700 videos, and I haven't milked my cows in a while. You know about my cow situation. But here's the thing, it's a beautiful thing to get up first thing in the morning. You've got healthy cow and healthy baby, but they're separated just overnight. They're by each other, maybe one's in this stall or one's right here. You go in and you milk mama, you check her over, you get what you need, which is not anything compared to what she produces, and then you turn the calf back on her and let you co-milk. So you get a little bit for you and your family that day, and then the calf gets whatever he or she wants for the rest of the morning, the rest of the day, into the evening. All is good, and then the process starts again the next day. It's all perfect for all beings when it works that way. All right, guys. We appreciate you. I hope I updated you all right. We've got more videos coming your way this week. I took just a little break with taking care of Miss Lou. We appreciate all your prayers. We had a great family birthday situation coming up. Guys, don't forget it's Valentine's Day on Tuesday. If you don't want to go buy her some roses, I hear there's all kinds of places right now fighting to get in baby chicks. That may be what she wants. Guys, we appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and share. Hope this answers the question. Stand your ground. And we'll see you on the next video.